Well, welcome back in. Today I am working on the Woomer. So a couple nights ago I did a live. Woomer has come out with what I'm calling an expansion pack. They are not calling it, it's what I'm calling it. But they have introduced some new colors to their line and very excited about them. So I wanted to go over them because my set is a little bit different than what your set will look like should you choose to either A, expand your pack or to buy them for the first time. So what I want to do is I'm going to pop in here over this box right now. I'm going to pop in the swatching color sheet that is on Woomer's webpage right now. So it is a little confusing in how these colors work. And I had to take a little bit to just try to figure this out myself because it is a little confusing on who's who and what's going on. So when you go on to their website, you will see that you have a choice of a 72 set, a 90 set, a 30 forest colored pencil set, and a 133 colored pencil set. And it can be a little confusing. So if you were on my live a couple of nights ago, you know the story behind this, but when I first put my order in, it was way back in October. I got into a part of the website that really wasn't supposed to be active or live for the general public. And I placed an order and they were confused on how someone could even place an order because nothing was really set to be able to do that. They have been fantastic to work with. Their customer service has been impeccable this entire time. I mean, impeccable in their service. And when I went in, the only way to order these pencils was to do it by singles. There were no packages yet. So I ordered single pencils for just the new ones. And when you had to do it, you had to do a minimum order of 2 pencils. That's the reason why when you saw my set the other night, I had 2 of everything because that was the minimum that could be purchased. Today, if you were to go onto their website today, you have choices that I did not have choices on when I put my order in. Now, to be fair, they were saying, hey, you could do this, you could change it. I was too afraid to change it because it took me forever just to get in there to do it. And I wanted to make sure I got the new pencils. So I just left my order standing and I'm glad that I did. Though you will see the new 90 pencil set, the expansion pack, does have a really cool drawer type system. It looks like a little chest of drawers. And I'm kind of sad that I didn't get that, but that's okay. So when you go in, you are going to see that you have a 72 in the swatch. On the one column, you see the 90 colors. The center is the 72. And then on the other side, on the right-hand side, is both sets common colors. So what that is meaning is if you were to go online and order the 72 set, you are going to get the 72, which is that column right down the middle, and you're going to get the ones that are off to the side, the common set. Because if you look at the 72 side, in that column, there's only 43 colors showing. And you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. I have 43 colors, but it's in the 72 set. Both set common color. That set that's off to the right hand side, that one has the other 29. So the 30 or the 43 and the 29 make that full set of 72. That's your OG, your original set of colors. Okay. Now, if you were to go in today and you order the 90 colored set, that 90 color set is going to have the duplication of just the right side, that 29. So when you look at the 90 color set where it's got the little red that comes across, it says new, If you count all of those colors on that 90, there's only 61 colors. But if you go to that right side column, you're going to see the other 29 colors. So if you order either set, or let's say you have the 72 and you're going to order the 90, you're going to receive a second set, if you want to call it, but those common colors are going to be in both sets. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you are someone that's like, well, I already have the 72 set, but I want the new colors. You can do it the way that I did it, which I'll show you that here in a second, or you order the 90 color set and you are going to have duplicates from the 72, which is that right column. Now, having duplicates from that right column may not be so bad, and I will address that here when I go and do a deeper dive into the pencils. Okay, so the 90 plus the 72 is the common set. So you're going to have two sets of those particular colors. So I hope that makes sense. The 90 and the 72 equals 162 pencils. So if you go online, your choices are going to be the 133 set is the largest set that they are showing. But if you go to that 133, what they are saying is you're going to get 162 pieces in this 133. And the reason why is that it combines the 72 set and the 90 set, which is that 29. You're going to get that 29 twice. Hopefully that's making sense. So if you are someone who has the 72 set and you're like, I'm totally fine, I don't need any more colors, then you can bounce out, you're good to go. You're good to go. If you're a brand new colorist and you're like, well, I don't know if I want a full set, then the 72 set is still going to be a great set because it's a beginner set. It's just a set to get started. If you're someone who's like, well, you know what, I think I want the 90 color, well, you can get the 90 color. Now, what's going to be different about that 90 color is that on the 72 color set, there will be missing colors in the 90. Hopefully that makes sense because the 90 is just the 90. It will have the 29 from the original set. Okay, so that's where it gets a little confusing. Now, I think eventually probably what's going to happen is they're just going to combine them all together eventually, but we'll have to wait and see. But as it stands right now, you can order the 90, and that gets you all of the colors. Okay. Then you can go down to the 133 color set. If you're just someone that wants to start all over again, or you're brand new and you're like, yep, I just want all 133, you just go in there and you are going to order the 133 set, but you're going to receive 162 pieces. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. And how it's like, well, how is this working in these pencils? Now, I've done a cost breakdown and we'll kind of go over those, but I'm hoping that that makes sense in how these color combinate or how these pencil orders are coming in. So when I did the swatching a couple of nights ago, when I went into the site, and what I did is I made a list, and this is my list. So I'm going to pull up just a little bit so we can see this list. This is my list that I made, and I just went in, I did their whites, their yellows, their oranges, their reds, and so forth. I just wrote down all the pencils, and then I went through and I was matching them from what the new colors were versus the 72 set. And I went through and I eliminated the 29 that were duplicates, because at the time I was like, yeah, I don't want duplicates. I already have them. Now, to be honest, I probably would be okay with having the duplicates, and here's why. This is where we're going to take a little deeper dive into these pencils. So this set is the original set that I received. And in the sleeve, now this is the new sleeve, but the old sleeve is back there, over there. So this was the sleeve that was on, and the inside the sleeve, the older version, it had the color chart that you could like slit this open and do that. I never liked to do that because I like to keep my sleeve on. Number one, for the added extra protection, though in these cases you don't really need it. But secondly, I just love the artwork on a lot of these colored pencils, and especially theirs. I just love how pretty their pictures are. So when this set came, that is where the color chart was. It was inside your sleeve. If you've been here for any length of time, you know that I like to do my color charts. Well, it's more swatching than the color chart, but these are my swatches. So that's what I like to do, and it's hard. I really probably should just make them squares, but eventually someday I do want to cut these out. And the reason being is that when I'm doing something and I'm matching a color, I like to move this up so I can see it from the darkest all the way to the lightest. And I guess on a square I could probably do it too, but it would save me a lot of time. However, these are the 72 colors that came in the original set. So if you've had the original set, this is what you have. Now, they come in a tray, just kind of like everybody else's, and that is what the pencils look like. They're super pretty. Let's see, we'll pick a color. We'll do this color. Okay, so these are a 3.8 millimeter pencil, which is a very, very nice pencil to have. They are very strong, in my opinion. I don't break these nearly as easily as I do my Prismas. The wood on this is a linden wood, and it is said that it is a very smooth sharpen, and that it doesn't break as much, and it's a comfortable, long lasting wood. And I would agree with that. Sharpening has always been very easily. I always use my dull. And I also have an AF mat back here. AF mat? No, Jarly. Hold on, let me see. I think it's an AF mat, but anyway, it's an electric one. Pardon me. I will use the electric one when I'm just doing a fast sharp, when I get a brand new set of pencils. But when I'm doing individuals, I always use my Doll 133, and this pencil works great in both. I really don't mess around with hand sharpening. Why? Because I'm a lazy Nixie and I just don't want to hand sharpen. So, but you could hand sharpen these without a problem. Now, the paint on these are very, very nice. There's no chips, no splits, no cracks, no anything. They are a closed-ended barrel, which is very, very nice. The only complaint, if I had to say I have a complaint, it is, again, because I'm an old Nixie. I can't see very well, and I cannot see the gold very well. And I don't know, like sometimes when I go to try to focus in, I don't know if it's the shine coming it off. I don't know if it's the font underneath just isn't thick enough, so the paint behind it is not reading through. But I struggle so hard, and I've always struggled seeing ever since I was a young Nixie, but these are really, really difficult to see. And I do this for all my pencils, but really for these, I will take, hold on. So I have just a Brother, and I will do these up, and I will put a label on them, and that way I can easily see them in my tray. Now in my trays, I always do them again. Why? Because I'm also, I think I said this already, but I'm a lazy Nixie, and I don't want to have to hunt for a pencil if it is done in color family or color order. I like seeing a swatch in color order, but in my tray I will not keep them that way. I will keep them in numeric order so that I can put them back just because I can't keep, I don't know my color order very well, so I can't do that. So at any rate, that is what these pencils look like. This is the first set, the original set, and these are the colors. Now you will see that there is a blue dot on some of these. This is where, I'm going to shut this so hopefully it'll be a little easier to see this. So the blue dot identifies the 29 that is in both sets. So white and the light cadmium yellow, sunburst yellow, pink madder, light salmon, orange, pale vermilion, light crimson, crimson, carmine, Alzarian crimson. I don't know if I ever say that right. The Cardian Sea, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Cobalt blue, deep sky blue, light aquamarine, cornflower blue, ultramarine, pale violet, light magenta, light violet, light green, leaf green, green, juniper green, deep cobalt green, and let's see, there was nothing on that one. Dark brown, cold gray 4, and black. Now, I believe that to be right, but if you're going to order, you may want to just double check. But I've identified those. Those are the colors that are in both the 72 set and the 90 set. And they're not bad colors to have duplicates of. At the time when I put my order in, I was like just thinking budget and don't get second colors. Plus, there wasn't the option of the 90 set. Okay, so with that being said, this is the 72 set, and I absolutely love this set. And I was very excited that they came out with the new set. Now, when you go to order yours, if you order the 90 set, yours will come in a set of drawers, like a little chest of drawers is what it looks like to me. Now this came with a swatch sheet for the 72 colors. The reason being is because this was the only way they could ship is in the 72 at the time I did my order. If you order these, you're going to get the 90 color swatch sheet. Okay, so I've kept this because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the 90 and I'm going to make my own swatch sheet so I can do the 90 set. Now, with this set, in the 90 set, only 61 of them are considered new, if that makes sense. So I have the 61 colors here because I went ahead the other night. I had 2 trays and they were all just 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And so what I did is I went through and I redid them. So this case has one set, the other case has the other set. Again, when you order yours, you're going to get a chest of drawers that keeps yours all nice and organized, and they're not going to be in 2s. These are the colors, and they are just super pretty, and you can see how they really fill in nicely from the other ones. So I'll put those up. Now, I've not had a chance to get them numbered and everything, but they really are just some, I mean, the pinks were just glorious. The greens were so nice. A lot of these new colors that they've added, this is one of my favorites. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called, I can't even read it, but I loved that one. What is that number? 565. Just love, just some really awesome, fun new colors. Again, yours will come with the chest of drawers, but let's say you were like, well, I don't want to order 29 colors that I may not ever use. Okay, well, that option is available to you. You just have to go in to the single pencils, and I went online and it does look like as of today, you do not have to do a minimum order of 2 pencils. You can do 1 single pencil. Here's where the difficulty comes in a little bit, is that there is a minimum. And as of today, I believe it was $20. If you do not meet the $20, then shipping is going to be very complicated, if at all. So just keep that in mind. One of the reasons why I wanted to look at these is because of the open stock capacity. And we will touch base with that at the end. So here are what the new colors look like. I did not write down the numbers. I was just pulling them out of the tray. If you're really interested to know, and you have to know right now, and you don't want to wait for me to go back and redo this, you can go to the live that I did a couple of nights ago, and you can go through it and watch as I went through. But these colors, I'm going to dip down just a bit more. These colors are very nice, and they've really added in some good colors. We had a lot of fun. We found some colors that were very close to Prisma, so I'll let you see those. What they've added really helps this set shine. I mean, these blues, some of these reds, this purple, this pink were just, I mean, look at these greens. They were so good. And then I loved this pink right here. The purples were nice. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you sick. I love the blue. That was so great. Now, I have to redo the whole swatch sheet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 72 set, and now that I've culled out and I have just single pencils here, I'm going to take these with the 72 and I'm going to merge them together, and I'm going to do it in numerical order and re-swatch them so that I can see where did the colors fill in. Did they add colors? Do the colors just look similar to one another? And it is kind of hard to tell. I mean, I can open this up one more time. Oops, I keep opening and closing this poor thing. I mean, it's kind of hard to see them when they're just out on a swatch sheet like this. Now this, I did take a little bit more time. This, I was kind of doing it quick. But you can kind of tell a little bit where these colors kind of fall in. And it's hard because the yellows were kind of scattered all over the place. Those two look pretty similar. I'd be curious to know what that one was. So you can kind of just see, you can kind of see how these colors look with everything. And I don't know if there's going to be a big enough color difference to make it worth buying, but I wanted to try it. And the reason being is that, as we all know, we have a love-hate relationship with Prisma, and I was just looking for something different. See, and I really appreciate this red, because this is about the only bright red that we have. Well, not bright, but the only dark red that we had. This is, to me, like, I don't know, Santa red, Christmas red, a really good red. And then we've got this one over here also. So these two reds to me were really nice to have. This purple was just, I love this purple. We don't really have a purple that's kind of that gray brown purple. I mean, we just have the bright. I love the brights, but I also like having those deep dark ones. Huh, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to have to go back and test that one, because I may have messed up and ordered a couple of ones that were similar or the same, because it was really hard when I was going through and trying to order. Had I known they were going to offer a set, I would have just waited. They didn't really add too many browns, though I do appreciate this brown. It's a little bit deeper, darker, and not so orangey. Let's see, where was the other brown? Yeah, this one. Yeah, I think this one's a good one too. It's just kind of a straight brown. This one's got a little bit more red in it. So there are some key colors that I think that they've done a good job in adding those in for us. And like I said, I'm excited to go in and get them all swatched, get them all put together, and figure out, who's close, who do we not need. But to me, there's always a reason that you need something. So this is what I did. This is how I went through. I went to their website And in their website, they put their pencils in a section. So white is white. Here are all their yellows. So they now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 10 yellows. Oh no, pardon me. Let me start that over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they have 9 yellows. And then for the oranges, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Oh, wow. I spelled orange wrong. 8. For red, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 pinks. That excited me to have that many pinks. For the pink, it was kind of red, this red purple they had in pink, but that's what they had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So 16 of the pinks. It's really weird. Their eggshell is more of a pink. That was kind of weird. For blues, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We've got 19 blues. For the purple, oh yeah, purples. Oh, I think the aquamarine is in the blues, so sorry about that. So the purples, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 of those. The greens, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28. This is where it could be weird because on their page they've got 30, so I could be off on my greens a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for browns, and then the rest of them are their grays. So what I noticed as far as colors that I could tell, so OG is for the original, N is for new, and then the star it is in both sets. So when I was going through, a lot of the new colors, I mean, there seemed to be a pretty good mix of new versus old. So like in the new for yellow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. For the oranges, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. For the reds, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, my bad. Let me recount that. For red, new is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 new reds. Pinks had a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 new pinks. That was where my love language is in the pinks. The blues, I think there was a lot of blues too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. Purple. Oh no, I got that wrong. Let me go back. For blues, I'm way off. Blues. No, I guess I was right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 new blues. And it was this string of blues right here. For purple, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 new blues. The greens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15. So greens got the most. Browns, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new browns. And then for the grays, here is the run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they did a great job in filling in some of these new colors, and I'm excited to see how that's going to work. Now, there is, when we're going back to the green, and this is where the green, I may have missed some, but if you go on to their website, I'm going on their website right now. So They have the Woomer 30 forest colored pencils. In the chat for the live, someone had said that these 30 are the 30 that are in this set. So I may have got a green or two mixed up because, like I said, I went in when they were still doing their website. So a green, it may be in brown, but it's really in green, etc. So I believe what will continue to happen for Woomer is I think they're going to be adding in more in their colors just because of the way their numbering system is going, because they started with the 5s, the 10s, but now they've got kind of like they've got 40, 42, 43, 44, 45. Then there's that big gap from 45 to 60, unless they're over here somewhere, which I don't think. So I think they may continue to add more product in, but I don't know. They may or may not. I'm not 100% sure. But the one thing that they were really good is their customer service. When they were explaining to me how the pencils were being done, just like everywhere right now, everybody is struggling to find labor, and they were struggling to find labor. And they said that once the labor came in, they would get these pencils out just as fast as they could. Now, one of the things that I really loved about Woomer is the fact that they are trying, and they're trying really hard to support the coloring community, the artist community, and it doesn't have to break the bank to do it. They have pencils, they have graphite, I believe is what I saw, and they also have paint. So, or not alcohol, I'm not sure. They have markers. I'm not sure if they're alcohol or water or both. So let me retract that because I don't know for sure. But the one thing that they are trying to do is they are trying to be a budget pencil, but they are trying to provide the service. They are trying to have open stock. With that being said, you can go in, you can order individual pencils, though a minimum order of $20, I believe. Go check on site just to make sure, or it could change at any time. $20 minimum order is what's needed in order for them to meet the shipping requirements. With that being said, I think with this introduction of the green set, it is a genius way, because if you are someone that's coloring a lot of greens, you may end up needing that full tray of greens. If you're someone that colors a lot of blues, like me, I love to color the blues, I may just want a blue tray, because by the time I pick out 20, I might as well just go ahead and go for the whole pack. So I do like that idea where it's easy on them. They can very easily go and pull the pack of green. They could go and pull the pack of blues, or whatever packs that they might come up with. Now, I'm not saying that they're coming up with a blue pack. That's just me hoping, wishing, and dreaming. But I don't think it'd be that far off, because the blues and the greens are ones that are used fairly often. So that is a fun little thing that we have. And the other reason why I really enjoy Woomer is that if you're a new beginnist in coloring, or even just someone who's old to coloring, we have been having this problem with Prisma, and I don't want to beat them up too much, because here's the thing. I love them. I will always use them. To me, they are the adult version of crayons. They're super smooth, they're super creamy, they work really, they're fun to play with, they're fun to color in, but they are a pain in the neck. Why? Because look at these. I am not telling you something that you don't already know. These two pencils are not that size because I've used them. They are this size, and I have multiples. They are this size because they keep breaking every single time I go to color, or I go to sharpen, or whatever it is that I'm going to do. Now, I did find a quick tip, and I will tell you that tip. I mean, I think it's out there, but as soon as I'm done with this video, guess what I'm doing? I'm opening up my new set of Prisma that I got for my birthday last year. So I will still use them. However, one of the things that is really the last thing that everybody's like, well, at least you can get these open stock. Kinda. I don't have the places around me. There are very few places that carry these open stock. If they do have open stock, it's a very limited open stock. So the colors that I'm looking for, they don't have. They are also pencils that are out in the general public, and they do not have an anti-fatigue or shock mat under them. And many times you see kids going down and they'll take the pencil and they're having like the pirate fight, or they've dropped on the floor, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be buying that pencil. If I try to get them on Amazon, well, we know that love-hate relationship. I mean, how much are they being beat up there? So really, you're kind of, for me, Blick, Colt pens. I've not used anybody outside of that, but the pencils that I will be opening up, I got those from Blick. And so I am hoping that the packaging seemed to come pretty tight. They seem to be well. But for this breakage, Woomer, the base is strong. The wood is strong. There's no splits. There's no cracks. The paint is good. At least they're trying and they have a good product. If I were to give a set of pencils, as much as I would love to give a set to this, it'd be really hard to give this to somebody because they constantly break. How would you feel if you gave this gift and every time they went to sharpen it, it just broke? They would be like, these are the worst, and they wouldn't want to color anymore because this product is supposed to be a professional grade product. But to me, they've rested on their laurels way too much and way too long. And so I'm looking for something that might be a little bit different in my coloring. Now, on the live, I'll get off my soapbox on that one, but in the live, these were the colors, and this was just one base, one lay down. Some of these had a couple of lay down base. I wanted to see what they would or what they would do in Joanna Basford books with her paper, because you can swatch, and a swatch may or may not work, but then you get them into a book and again, they may or may not work. And they did really great in her book. We also, I did it in Amazon paper. They were nice on Amazon. It was small, so I'm looking forward to trying it on a big one. So we're going to dive deep in here so you can kind of see what these look like. For you that have these, you kind of know what they look like. Hopefully that's not too blurry. So this one, I can't remember, but this was like 1 or 2 passes. I think this was, I don't know, 4 passes. This one right here, this was like 7. And I was like, wow, look at that. Well, then when I went online and I looked a little closer, it did say that it can do a 7-layer lay down. So I was like, wow, okay, it was true to word. Like, it did get 7 down. This, I can't remember how many, but just started kind of layering, just playing around with them. Then we found something that was really interesting. All of a sudden, we kind of noticed people were like, hey, this, I think it was Chrissy and somebody else too. We noticed that there were several of these that looked pretty close. So I'm going to slide this in. So as we were doing this, we were like, wow. So here is this one right here. And I do believe this was the first one. I think it was either this one or this one that we're like, what color is that? And which one would it be in Prisma? So this is Woomer 414, and this is Prismacolor 913. So I'll bring that up so you can see. I'll twist it around a little bit to try to get the light a little bit. It was pretty close. So what I did is I wanted to test it out in the book. And so I'm going to try to bring this down and hopefully it will focus and stay focused so that you can really see it, so that you know kind of what we're working with. So hopefully that's, well, I can't tell if that's focused or not. I'll bring it up just a little bit. So on this side is the Prisma and on this side is the Woomer. I can't tell a difference. I've looked at it in the daylight, I've looked at it at nighttime, I've looked at it in sunlight, I've looked at it in artificial light, and I've not been able to tell a difference between that color. So that was kind of interesting. Now, I'm going to slide this in, hopefully it stays focused for you. Now this one, there is a little bit of difference, a little bit. This one below, to me, has a little bit more brown, I think, but it's so close. But I will try to move it around because it is where the light kind of hits it. It does change a little, but it's so minute that in a coloring book, it's not going to matter. I mean, if you're selling your work, yeah, you're not going to want to do that. Then here was the pink. Oh, so this one was the Woomer 407, and this was Prisma 1084. And then we've got this one right here. This pink, I can't tell a difference on it. But then again, my eye is not as discerning as maybe some other people's eyes are. But for me, I was like, this is the Woomer 103, and this was Prisma 1014. And we did this one over here. Again, I really can't tell too much of a difference on the color. And this one is Woomer 101, and this is Prisma 927. Then we were doing this one over. Oh, I didn't write these down. Oh no. Oh, I forgot. I didn't write these down. At any rate, there was one color that we thought, wow, this looks really close. So we were going, and we thought it was this one, but it's not. This one has a bit more gray in it. Like when you see it with a little bit more light, sunlight, it does definitely have. This one's a little brighter than this one. So this one wasn't a total match. I wouldn't say, you could see the difference on your coloring, where these not so much. So at any rate, I just wanted to be able to clarify some of these things. I wanted to be able to let you know what my first initial thoughts of the new colors are, explaining what they have as far as their sets. And the last thing that I have is I'll flip this over. So I wrote down a couple of notes just as a recap. So the 72 set I think is great for old users, people that have had these pencils for a long time, and I'm calling this. Woomer is not calling it this at all. This is just a Nixie word. If you want the expansion package, it is great to add on to this. You will get the extra 29. So you're going to get those duplicates. If you do not want the duplicates, you only want the brand new colors. You only want just those brand new. You can go in and you can buy them individually, one pencil at a time. And you saw this in the video. You can stop and write down the numbers, but you could do that if you wanted. I don't know if I would do that, to be honest. When I did it, it was the only way to do it. Today, I would probably buy, in my opinion, this is what I would do today. I would just buy the 90 set because it comes in that cute little, kind of have the little drawers that come out, and that I think is kind of fun. Now, if you're brand new and you're like, hey, I don't want to start off with the starter kit, I don't want to miss out on the new, the new colors, I'm just going to go straight for the 133 set, which is actually 162 because you are getting a duplicate set of the 29. So you're going to get 2 pencils of those 29. So on that right column, you're going to get 2, one in this set and one in that set. This set, to me, I think would be fun if you're I'm going to do a total reset. I've used mine because I know you guys, some of you have used your Woomers way longer than I have. I was very late to the Woomer game. And you may say, you know what, I'm going to give these over to the grandkids or to the little ones around the house, and I want to go get a brand new set for myself. Then that is where the 133 would be great. I did break it down by price. So 72, and I just round up, $40. It's about $55 per pencil. If you do the 90, it's $56. It's 62 cents for the pencils. But remember, the 72 is coming in a tin, like an actual metal tin. The 90 is going to be coming in, they don't call it this, but I'm calling it, the little the little drawer system. To me, it just looks like, I forget the word now all of a sudden, but anyway, what I've been calling it. It looks like a little box set. Um, and that it looks online to be kind of like a cardboard type set. The 133 at the $90 is 68. But remember, you're not really getting 133. That's just what they've called it. Right now, it is 162, so it comes down to 55 cents per pencil. Now, in this one, the picture makes it look like you're going to get one set of the 90 and one set of the 72, and the 90 has the little trunk, the little drawers, little dresser drawers, whatever you want to call it. The Forest, which is 30 of the greens, it's $20, and that comes out to 66 cents a pencil. Prisma at 150 pencils, I just took the average sales price that I could kind of come up with, which is $110. It makes them 73 cents. So you're like, well, is there really that big of a savings between 73 and 66 cents? Yes and no. So basically everything that I just talked about, the fact that there's the frustration level of the pencil quality just being as poor as it is, the chipping, the cracking, the breaking. For me, I can't get them open stock anymore, or if I can, it's so limited, and 9 times out of 10, it's been mismanaged and horribly treated. So for me, it's not so much the price is what is the quality of the pencil that you're getting. The hard part is we all love Prisma for the creamy, the blending, and everything that it provides. So that's what I'm going to do next is I'm going to test these out to find out, is it close enough to make me happy to where I'm not having to deal and fight with this so much and not being able to get a pencil. When I go to get a pencil, I don't want to have to pay $8 to $12 off of Amazon just for a pencil. So at any rate, I hope that this is helpful. Again, so what was the trick? So we live in an area that's really, really hot. And I was out at the pool one day. I left my pencils outside and it was a blistering hot day. And when I came back in, all of a sudden the pencils were just, they were so loose, and I was like, what is going on? Well, they had got so hot. I wouldn't say they were melting, but they were just going down so smooth versus on a really cold day, how it's a little more complicated. Well, then what happened is I began thinking, well, I wonder if the wax and the oils and all of that started to loosen up a little bit because of the heat. So what I did is I took them out and I just started rolling them to kind of cool them down, because I didn't want, if by chance I didn't want them to be flat on one side. So I just began rolling them slowly as they began to come back to more room temperature. And ever since then, I don't have as much breakage. I am still having breakage, just not as much. The big problem also is that they're real loose inside. This one isn't too far off as far as, being off-centered, but a lot of times there's this core is so loose that you color, and that's what causes it to break. After the time in the sun and started rolling it, they seem to melt back into the wood more securely than they had been previously. However, I still have a lot of breakage. I still have a lot of issues. I'm just not having as much. So if you're having a hard time with them, if you put them out in the heat for a little bit and then roll them in coal and cool them down, that might work for you. So at any rate, not sure if this was helpful, but wanted to be able to share this with you and just let you know that the Woomers, I think they're a great pencil. I really enjoy them. Are they going to replace my Prisma? No. But are they going to have a room and a rotation in my coloring? Absolutely they are. So with that being said, hopefully, again, this was helpful. If you have any questions or any concerns, if I wasn't quite clear enough, drop it down into the comments and I will do my very best to get you the information. So with that, until next time, wishing you the sharpest of pencils, the brightest and juiciest of markers, and remember, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there. Go find yourself some and enjoy your coloring time. Bye-bye.